Procrastination. It's the silent thief of dreams. We've all felt its grip. You sit down to work on something important, and suddenly you're scrolling through your phone or binge-watching your favorite show. Hours pass, and the task remains untouched. It's frustrating, demoralizing, and most importantly, it holds you back from achieving your goals. But the good news, you don't have to stay stuck. Procrastination isn't about laziness. It's a habit, and habits can be broken. Let's dive into how you reclaim your time, energy, and your potential. Number one, start before you feel ready. One of the biggest lies procrastination tells you is that I'll do it when I feel motivated. But motivation can often come after you take action. See, momentum breeds motivation. The hardest part is always getting started. Don't wait to feel ready, just begin. Give yourself permission to do it badly at first if you have to. Remember, progress is more powerful than perfection. Just taking the first step creates inspiration. Second is break down the big tasks into smaller steps. Often procrastination happens because the task feels overwhelming. If you think about everything you need to do at once, it's easy to freeze. Break these big projects into small, manageable steps. Set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes and commit to working for just that amount of time. The trick is, again, once you start, it's easier to keep going. One small step leads to another, and before you know it, you're making progress. Third is identify what's holding you back. Procrastination isn't always about laziness. It's often about discomfort or fear. Is it the fear of failure or the discomfort of breaking away from your routines? Ask yourself, what am I really avoiding and why? Once you recognize the problem, well, then face it head on. Tell yourself, it's okay if this isn't perfect. I just need to try. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action in spite of it. Number four is remove distractions and create a focused environment. The world is full of distractions, and they love to steal your focus. To beat procrastination, set yourself up for success. Put your phone on airplane mode or leave it in another room. Create a workspace where you feel productive and inspired. Every time you remove a distraction, you're making it easier to stay on track. Number five is reward yourself for progress, not just perfection. One reason we procrastinate is because we're so focused on the end goal that we forget to celebrate the journey. Winners reward themselves for progress, no matter how small. Set small milestones and treat yourself when you hit them. Enjoy the satisfaction of knowing that each step forward counts. Celebrating progress reinforces the habit of showing up and doing the work. And finally, be kind to yourself. If you've been procrastinating, it's easy to fall into a cycle of guilt and shame. But beating yourself up only makes it worse. Treat yourself with compassion. Like, I've procrastinated, but I'm working on it now. Understand that procrastination is something everyone struggles with. You're not alone. When you're kind to yourself, you make space for growth. See, procrastination will always offer excuses. Tomorrow will be easier. I'll start later. But we all know the perfect time doesn't exist. The time to act is now. Take one small step. Start even if you don't feel ready. Celebrate every bit of progress along the way. Because the longer you wait, the further you push your dreams out of reach. You're capable and you're ready. You have everything you need to succeed right now. Start today, start small, and don't stop until you reach your goal. The only way to beat procrastination is to take control one step at a time. Picture this. You're in the midst of a storm, surrounded by chaos and uncertainty. The winds are howling, the rain is pouring, and it feels like the world is spinning out of control. In moments like these, what do? Do you succumb to fear and panic, or do you dance through the storm? It's mindset. It's about how the way we think shapes the way we experience the world, especially in times of difficulty or discomfort. You see, life is full of ups and downs. It's like riding a roller coaster with twists and turns that can leave us feeling exhilarated one moment and terrified the next. But here's the thing. We may not be able to control the twists and turns of life, but we can control how we experience the ride. That's where mindset comes in. It's like having a compass that guides us through the darkest of storms, helping us find our way when the path ahead seems unclear. Henry Ford said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." How we see the world shapes our reality, determining whether we see obstacles as challenges to overcome or roadblocks to stop us in our tracks. Have you ever noticed how two people can experience the same situation yet have completely different reactions? One person sees it as an opportunity for growth, while the other sees it as a setback. It all comes down to interpretation, the lens through which we view the world. But here's the good news. Mindset is not fixed. You don't need to be burdened by past choices. It's like a muscle that can be strengthened with practice and perseverance. By cultivating the positive mind, we can train ourselves to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to find strength in adversity, and to embrace discomfort as a necessary part of growth. Thomas Edison, when asked about his many failed attempts, famously replied, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." And that is the power of mindset, the ability to see failure not as a defeat, but as the necessary trial on the path to success. So I urge you to harness your superpowers, embrace positivity, resilience, and optimism, even in the face of adversity. Remember, it's not what happens to us that defines us, but how we choose to respond. So what will you cultivate today? Will you let fear and negativity hold you back, or will you dance? This is your gift. The gift to choose your destiny. Let mindset be the compass that guides you through the storms. In the grand symphony of our existence, amidst the soaring crescendos and gentle melodies, there exists a profound truth that the power within you is boundless. It's this innate power, fueled by unyielding belief and unwavering resilience, that holds the key to unlocking your wildest dreams and overcoming life's greatest challenges. Imagine for a moment a world where anything is possible, where the limitations of fear and doubt fade into insignificance in the face of your indomitable spirit. This is the world that awaits you when you dare to believe in yourself, when you dare to take that first step towards greatness. As the great minds of history have taught us, belief is not just a fleeting notion. It's the cornerstone of achievement. It's the force that propels you forward when the road ahead seems daunting and uncertain. As Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Believe in your dreams, believe in your abilities, and watch as the universe conspires to make them a reality. With belief being the starting point, it's resilience that is the continuum of motion, the fiery determination to persevere in the face of adversity. Life is not a smooth ride. It's a roller coaster of highs and lows, twists and turns. But it's in those moments of darkness, those moments when it feels like the world is crumbling around you, that your resilience shines brightest. As the great poet Maya Angelou once said, you may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. Every setback, every obstacle, it's an opportunity for growth, a chance to prove yourself and the world just how strong you truly are. So stand tall in the face of adversity, for it's in your darkest moments that your light shines the brightest. But remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are dreams realized overnight. The path to success is not a sprint, it's a marathon requiring patience, perseverance, and above all, faith in the journey. Take one step at a time, one day at a time. Celebrate each small victory along the way, for they are the building blocks of your success. Be sure to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who uplift and inspire you, who believe in your vision as fiercely as you do. As Jim Rohn once said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your companions wisely. They'll shape your destiny in ways you never thought possible. And don't be afraid to distance yourself from negativity, whether it comes from others or from within. To quote, you must be willing to get rid of the life you've planned so as to have the life that is waiting for you. Let go of anything that no longer serves your highest good, and watch as new opportunities and blessings flow into your life. Remember, you are the conductor of your destiny, the master of your fate. Believe in yourself, trust in your journey, and never forget the limitless potential that resides within you. The world is yours for the taking. All you have to do is reach out and claim it. One of the toughest things we as humans have to do is we have to be able to accept delayed gratification. We have to be willing to put off instant results for future rewards. And that's not an easy thing to do. We've become so accustomed to speed. It's our internet, drive-thrus, Amazon deliveries. How dare we have to wait for things to arrive? And this conditioned expectation has made us impatient in almost all areas of our lives. We're impatient at work, with our coworkers or with customers. We're impatient in the gym because we don't see the scale move fast enough, or our body isn't transforming into the muscles. We're impatient in relationships. Why doesn't my partner understand me or isn't adapting to my needs? Impatience is everywhere. We all know the line, good things come to those who wait. Patience is literally an ingredient to any recipe for success, but we forget this step. If you're familiar with the law of attraction or in manifestation, one of the most important steps is trusting that the universe will deliver. It doesn't say when it's going to deliver, just that it will. I need to believe and hold on to faith that, assuming I'm doing all the other steps, that my time will come. The universe is not Amazon with next day delivery. And in fact, there's even a chance that you may not receive. After all, there are no guarantees in life. However, I know that not believing and not following the steps will guarantee that it won't arrive. But man, is this lesson hard. Day in, day out, we push and we push. It'd be nice to cross that finish line, but some days it seems like that finish line is still nowhere in sight. In pursuing any goal, it's like climbing a mountain. From the base, we see the summit, and so we start the journey. But along the way, we have obstacles that force us to move left, then right, up, then down. We're taking steps, but it doesn't look like the summit is getting closer. Then over time, we get tired. All the work we've been putting in. Frustration starts to fill my being, and my mind starts to question whether the climb is even worth it. It'd be so much easier just to turn around, walk back, and let gravity help me return to comfort. The instant gratification isn't there, so I choose to quit. But in that moment, if I'd only take the time to look around, reflect, and see just how far I've come. I may not be at the summit, but man, I'm getting closer. And if I just keep stepping, just keep putting one foot in front of the other, I can and I will reach the peak. That's what's going on in your life right now. You've been working, you've been putting in the steps, but you're questioning whether you'll hit the summit. And I'm here to say, hold on to faith. Hold on to the belief that what you're seeking will arrive. Delays are not denials. They're just a test of your will and conviction. Reaching the summit won't be easy, but attaining the view will be worth it. You don't need motivation. What you lack is discipline. Motivation is this wavering sense of energy that comes and goes like the winds. Some mornings you're inspired, and other mornings you're not. So what, you're going to wait for the right feeling to hit you before you get going? You're going to wait for the energy to move you before you tackle the day? You're doing it all wrong. You're putting the cart before the horse. You're thinking that if I'm motivated, then I'll accomplish great things. So let me focus on the emotion and then I'll get moving. But you can't count on that motivation to be there consistently. What you need is discipline. See, discipline doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you had a bad night, a bad week, or even a bad month. Discipline says, regardless of my feelings, regardless of my results, I'm sticking to the plan. I'm going to keep with the must-dos of my life, because if I don't, then I'll never get what I truly want. Discipline is doing the little things on a daily basis, whether you feel like it or not. It doesn't ask for motivation. It's simply making daily decisions in spite of the circumstances, very often going against your mood or energy level. Discipline is putting off the short-term pain for the long-term gain. Discipline is taking on the difficult now to avoid the pain of regret later. You see, you'll never regret doing more than what is required. You'll never regret putting in the extra effort. You're not going to wake up months or years from now and say, thank goodness I hit that snooze alarm. Or thank goodness I skipped all those workouts. Or I put off all those difficult conversations. You'll only regret the things you didn't do. But unfortunately, that feeling of regret only appears after the moment has passed. After enough time has gone on where you look back and you see that nothing's changed. Discipline says, let's not let the moment pass. It understands that it's the actions of today that will affect my tomorrow. So stop waiting for motivation and start embracing discipline. Like the quote says, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait until you get the bill for regret. What is required for success is action. It's not the emotional inspiration that motivation brings us. But I promise you this, if you want to bring the emotional energy into you, then take the actions and the feelings will start to develop. Like I say to my clients, if you're not inspired to go to the gym, tell you what, just go for 5 minutes. If you're not inspired to read that book, just commit to reading for 5 minutes. And guess what happens? That 5 minutes gets the momentum going. Suddenly my uninspired state begins to make a shift. The 5 minutes turns into 10, 20, or 30, and before you know it, the workout is complete, or that chapter has been finished. It wasn't that the motivation got me started, it was the actions. My discipline brought about the motivation. Let me ask you this. Was there ever a workout you regret doing? Hardly. Was there ever a regret for not doing the workout? More likely. So there you have it. You don't need motivation. You just need discipline. The foundation of our thoughts, which affect our emotions, is our beliefs and values. They're the pieces that make up our identity, like who we are or how we see ourselves. They're literally the DNA of our mindset. I mean, think about it. You're driven by your ideologies, from what you think you can achieve to how you act. You weren't born with these. They were ingrained into you from a young age. If you're Christian, you were likely born into a Christian family with Christian traditions and values. Same for Muslim or Hindu or any other religion. But if you're atheist, you likely had an atheist parent or two who shared alternative thoughts on religion. See, you're a product of your upbringing and your experiences. You've taken in all this information and you've created your reality. Many people are fixed on their beliefs and values, never daring to question the things they deem true, and that's fine. But then there's another group who get exposed to alternative thinking and begin to explore differing views. Then suddenly they wonder if what they believed is actually true, or is there another way of looking at things? Neither group is right or wrong, but it is important to understand that beliefs are just that, simple beliefs. And because they're just beliefs, as strongly as you stand on them today, you can just as easily change your beliefs tomorrow. Some values you may never wish to change, such as being kind or generous or treating all humanity with grace and peace. Other ideas you may wish to challenge, such as the world is evil or prosperity isn't available to everyone. Your negative beliefs might be about yourself. Something like you're not good enough or you don't deserve love or affection. I mean, these ideas should certainly be questioned. So as much as your identity is your beliefs, I want you to know that if you want to, you can easily change them. You can make a radical change in your being by simply changing how you think. If what you're holding on to is holding you back from becoming the person you want to be, then start by changing your filter. That is, how you interpret the world. Start by questioning one belief that you exhibit now and ask, is it true? Let's take the idea that the world is toxic and working against you. If you want to change, then you need to create doubt about this idea. Is the world really out to get you, or are you just not focusing on opportunities? Where focus goes, energy flows. If you're focused on problems, you'll always find problems. But when you're looking for solutions, you'll start to see them everywhere. It's like when you bought your first car, you were excited to get in the driver's seat and take it for a spin, but then suddenly you start seeing your same car everywhere. It's not that they suddenly appeared out of nowhere. They were always there, but you weren't focused on them. If you suddenly find that one of your beliefs isn't true, then what about the other beliefs? Might they not be true as well? And when doubt enters the mind, the brain looks for alternatives to fill the void. You may have been fed beliefs when you were younger, but you don't need to hold on to those ideas any longer. especially if they don't serve the person you want to become now. Change your thinking and you'll change your life. Remember when you thought you weren't good enough? When doubt whispered in your ear, telling you that your goals were out of reach? Maybe it was when you missed out on an opportunity you really wanted, or when you felt like everyone else was moving ahead while you were standing still. But then something clicked. You realized that your worth wasn't defined by a single moment or a single setback. You picked yourself up, learned from the experience, and you tried again. And then what happened? You succeeded in other ways you never imagined. Remember when life felt overwhelming? When the to-do list was endless and you just wanted to give up? You had responsibilities piling up, maybe work pressures, family demands, and it felt like there just weren't enough hours in the day. But you took a deep breath, focused on one thing at a time, and suddenly things started to fall in place. You found your rhythm, started managing your time better. Before you knew it, what once seemed impossible became achievable. Remember when you felt stuck, like you were spinning your wheels but going nowhere? Maybe you were in a place that didn't inspire you, or in a situation that made you feel trapped. But then you made a decision. You decided that staying stuck wasn't an option. You started exploring new opportunities, took a risk, or made a change. It wasn't easy, but with each step, you moved closer to where you wanted to be. And now, when you look back, you see how far you've come. Remember when you struggled with your health? Whether it was trying to start a new exercise program or eating better, it felt like a mountain to climb. At first, it seemed impossible to stay consistent and the results weren't immediate. But you stuck with it, little by little. You started feeling better, stronger, more energized. And now the healthy habits that once felt difficult are now a part of your everyday life. We all have those remember when moments. Times when the obstacles seem too big, the path too unclear. But here's the thing, those moments didn't define you. What defined you was how you chose to rise above them. The next time life throws you a challenge, remember this. You've overcome before, and you'll overcome again. A setback is just a setup for your next success. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Your story is still being written, and the best chapters are ahead of you. Keep pushing, keep believing. You're always stronger than you think.